The time for silence is over. The time for hesitation is done. Archangel Michael is speaking, and this is your final warning. The energy around you is shifting faster than the world can comprehend. You feel it, that pressure in the air, the pulse behind your thoughts, the pull inside your chest. It's not fear, it's awakening. Heaven's armies are moving, and every soul on this planet is being called to choose light or shadow, truth or illusion. Michael's voice is not a whisper. It's thunder disguised as intuition. It's that moment your heart beats faster for no reason, when the veil between the seen and the unseen thins. He's been trying to reach you, and now the message is clear. Prepare, because something is coming. And it's not just a change, it's a reckoning. Before we go any further, take a breath. If these words are stirring something deep inside you, that's no coincidence. You're meant to be here. You are guided to this moment for a reason beyond reason. So pause for a second. Hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls rising together across this planet. This isn't entertainment, it's alignment. Now, type 777 in the comments. Not as a habit, not for luck, but as a declaration that you are awake, aware, and ready. 777 marks completion, divine victory, heaven's seal of approval. It's your way of saying to the universe, I'm listening. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment when masks fall. No more pretending, no more delay. Everything hidden will be exposed. Every truth buried under lies will rise like fire breaking through the ashes. The systems built on deception will crumble, and only those anchored in faith will stand. You've felt it, the chaos, the division, the endless noise trying to distract you. But what you're really feeling is the sound of chains breaking. The darkness is loud because it's terrified. It knows its time is short. Michael's sword is drawn, not a blade of iron, but a weapon of light. Truth so pure it cuts through illusion in a single stroke. He's not coming to destroy humanity. He's coming to separate what's real from what's false, what's divine from what's counterfeit. And here's what he says to you, chosen one. Do not be afraid of endings. Endings are how heaven clears the path for your rebirth. When things collapse around you, do not curse the storm. Thank it. Because that storm is carrying away what cannot go with you into the next dimension of your destiny. You've prayed for transformation, and God has answered. But transformation rarely feels gentle. It burns, it strips, it tests. Yet every test is proof that you're being forged into something unbreakable. The people walking away from your life right now, they're not rejection, they're release. You've outgrown the energy that once surrounded you. You're no longer compatible with mediocrity, and that makes darkness uncomfortable. That's why the attacks have increased. That's why confusion tries to cloud your mind. The enemy doesn't waste energy on the lost, only on the awakened. So when things get hard, remind yourself, Archangel Michael stands beside me. Not in myth, but in motion, guiding your steps, defending your purpose, commanding you to rise. Now listen closely. Michael says this is not the time for compromise. This is the time for courage. The line between good and evil has never been thinner. The battle is not out there. It's inside your choices, inside your voice, inside your patience. Every time you choose compassion over anger, you swing a sword in the spiritual realm. Every time you forgive when it's easier to hate, you disarm an army of darkness. Every time you speak truth in a world built on lies, you become a beacon that even angels salute. But here's the warning. Neutrality is ending. Heaven is counting alignment now, not intentions. You cannot say you walk in light, yet keep hands in shadows. You cannot say you trust divine timing, yet panic when things fall apart. The final separation has begun. Not of people, but of frequencies. You are either radiating light or absorbing fear. You are either ascending or resisting. There is no in-between anymore. So when Archangel Michael says, "This is your final warning," he means this is the last call to authenticity. Stop pretending to be humble when you're called to be bold. Stop minimizing your power to make others comfortable. Stop dimming your light to blend in with those still asleep. The chosen ones never fit in. They never were meant to. They're not here to follow trends. They're here to end them. Comment 777 again if that hits your spirit, because that number amplifies faith, and faith attracts miracles, and miracles, real, tangible, unstoppable, are what's next for those who refuse to bow to fear. The Archangel says, look around you. The shaking is not punishment, it's positioning. Everything that can be shaken is being shaken, so that only what's unshakable remains. This is how God purifies nations, systems, hearts, not with comfort, but with clarity. You might feel pressure, uncertainty, even loneliness, but listen, pressure only exists where diamonds are being formed. You are one of them, a divine gem hidden under the rubble of ordinary life, now being uncovered by divine timing. And the process hurts, because your old form can't contain your new light. You've been sensing that something big is near. That's not paranoia. That's prophecy. The spiritual realm is roaring, and those with awakened eyes can see it. The veil is lifting. Truth is breaking through, and every soul that chooses love over fear will rise. Now pause and breathe again. Let these words anchor you. If this resonates, hit like right now, not as an algorithm trick, but as a signal of unity. Let the light community grow, one awakened soul at a time. Michael's message continues. Guard your mind, guard your mouth, guard your mission, because the enemy's new weapon isn't violence, it's distraction. If he can't destroy you, he'll exhaust you. If he can't steal your faith, he'll flood you with noise. He'll make you scroll endlessly, argue pointlessly, chase validation that doesn't matter. That's how many lose focus right before their breakthrough. You're closer than you realize. The next door in your destiny is already unlocked. But you can't open it with hands full of fear. Release it. Drop what no longer serves your spirit. Then move forward. Heaven cannot bless the version of you that refuses to evolve. Michael says, this is it. The turning point. The energy on this planet is being divided like wheat from weeds. Those who cling to truth will glow. Those who cling to deceit will fade. The choice is invisible, but eternal. And you, yes you, have been chosen to stand as a pillar while the world trembles. You were born for this hour. That's why you've survived storms that others didn't. That's why your name kept resurfacing in rooms where you weren't even present. That's why miracles keep finding you when logic says they shouldn't. Because your assignment is divine and Archangel Michael is confirming it. When you walk into a room, energies shift. When you speak, atmospheres change. When you pray, the heavens respond. Stop doubting your influence. Stop calling yourself small when your existence disrupts the dark. The reason some people distance themselves from you is not because you failed them. It's because your light exposed them. And that exposure is mercy, not judgment. God reveals before he removes. So let him. Type 777 once more if you're letting go, if you're trusting that divine removal always precedes divine reward. You don't chase what leaves. You bless it and rise higher. Because the higher you go, the fewer can breathe the same air. Eagles don't debate with crows. They soar above storms that others fear. That's where Archangel Michael wants you now. Above the chaos, not beneath it. And remember, the final warning isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you. The battle has already been won. You're just walking out the victory. But victory demands alignment. It demands obedience to your inner truth. It demands silence when gossip calls, courage when fear whispers, and prayer when confusion screams. Heaven is recruiting warriors of peace, not spectators. So rise, chosen one. Stand tall, shoulders back, eyes forward. Because the moment you decide to stop shrinking, the universe rearranges to make room for your expansion. The Archangel's words echo. Those who carry light will face darkness, but they will not fall. Every test you've endured was training. Every delay was calibration. Every heartbreak was redirection. And now the signal is clear. Step into your authority. Archangel Michael says, authority is not arrogance. It is the calm awareness that your light cannot be overpowered. It is walking into the storm and knowing the wind serves you, not breaks you. Authority is when your silence makes demons tremble and your words reshape atmospheres. For too long, you've apologized for being powerful. You've questioned your discernment, doubted your intuition, ignored your inner fire. But hear me. That voice inside you, the one that whispers when the world screams, that's divine. That's Michael's training ground. And he's saying now, you have graduated from survival. You are entering command. When you walk in divine command, you don't chase signs. Signs follow you. You don't wait for approval. You carry it. You don't beg for doors to open. Your very presence becomes the key, because heaven backs the obedient, and obedience is not weakness, it's precision. The Archangel says, the enemy fears clarity. Confusion is his favorite weapon. He'll mix truth with half-truth, faith with fear, destiny with distraction. He'll whisper, maybe it's not your time, when your miracle is a breath away. He'll flood your feed with noise, your mind with doubts, and your heart with hesitation, because he knows the moment you act in faith, heaven moves. But listen, confusion is not your portion. You are meant to move with precision, every decision guided, every step timed, every no sacred, every yes ordained. Stop second-guessing what God already confirmed. Stop asking for a new sign when the old one is still glowing. Your confirmation has already been sent. It's called peace. When your spirit feels settled, that's your yes. When your peace disappears, that's your no. Trust it. Comment 777 again if you can feel that. Because you just aligned with heaven's rhythm. 7 means you're in sync. It's not superstition, it's synchronization. Michael says, this is the hour of separation, but also the hour of revelation. Every hidden enemy is being revealed. Every secret plan against your progress is being exposed. You will notice people slipping, masks falling, motives showing. Don't fight it. Just observe. Heaven reveals before it redeems. God is cleaning your circle, not punishing you. He's cutting cords you were too kind to cut yourself. Some relationships are seasonal, not eternal. And when you cling to what expired, you block what's divine. Stop trying to resurrect connections God already buried. Let peace be your closure. When someone exits suddenly, it's because their energy can't breathe in your elevation. Don't mourn that. Celebrate it. Archangel Michael says, elevation always demands isolation. Before you rise, heaven removes distractions. That's why it feels quiet. That's why the phone stopped buzzing. That's why doors you once begged to open are now sealed shut. Not because you failed, but because you've been rerouted. God doesn't demote. He redirects. And right now, he's positioning you for an assignment that requires stillness before motion. Every delay is a setup for divine timing. You're not behind. You're being prepared. Don't compare your pace to anyone's highlight reel. You're running a race with no competitors. The only finish line is your fulfillment. Michael says, heaven is counting silence now. It's not about how loud your prayers are, but how consistent your obedience is. It's not how many verses you quote, but how deeply you live them. You're being trained to respond differently, to fight differently, to love differently, because your next season requires a version of you the past can't recognize. When Archangel Michael appears, he doesn't come with comfort. He comes with clarity. His presence stirs everything unstable, so only truth remains. That's why people feel uneasy around you lately. Your energy confronts what they hide. Your light exposes what they deny. You don't even have to speak. Your vibration speaks for you. And here's what he wants you to know. You are protected beyond comprehension. The things that tried to take you out in the past will never touch you again. The attacks failed because your purpose was already written into eternity. The enemy didn't underestimate you. He underestimated who sent you. You carry the signature of heaven, and no counterfeit can match that frequency. So stop walking like you're at risk. Walk like you're anointed. Stop speaking like you're unsure. Speak like you're appointed. Stop living like you're waiting for permission. You already have it. Heaven's court has approved your assignment. Michael says, speak with authority, even when your voice shakes. Because faith isn't about volume, it's about conviction. When you say, it is done, heaven stamps it. When you declare, I am free, every chain begins to fall. When you say, I forgive, entire bloodlines are healed. This is the power of your word. You were made in the image of a creator, so your voice creates. This is why the enemy attacks your confidence. Because he can't curse what God has blessed, but he can convince you to stay silent. Don't let him. Open your mouth and decree your destiny. Say it right now. I am chosen. I am protected. I am prepared. Type 777 below as your seal of agreement. Heaven reads faith like fire. Now, Archangel Michael says this, and his words are sharp, final, echoing through time. The countdown has begun, not to destruction, but to disclosure. The truth of who you are, who they are, and what's really been happening is about to break open. The world calls it chaos. Heaven calls it cleansing. Every false foundation will shake. Every empty promise will collapse. Every hidden agenda will come to light, and those who built their lives on lies will panic. But you, chosen one, will rise. Because your house was built on rock, not sand. Your faith was built through fire, not comfort. You learned to pray when there was no reason to hope. That's why you're still standing. And as you stand, you will become a refuge for others. You will speak peace into panic, calm into confusion, hope into hopelessness. Because when you walk with Michael, you don't speak for yourself. You speak for heaven. But remember this, light attracts moths and miracles alike. Not everyone drawn to you is for you. Some come to feed, not to grow. Discern, not every I'm proud of you is pure. Some smiles hide envy. That's why Michael says, be gentle but guarded. Love freely, but protect your purpose. Forgive quickly, but don't grant re-entry to what tried to destroy you. Heaven is teaching you balance. You were too open once. Now you'll be wise. You were too trusting once. Now you'll be discerning. This is not hardness. It's maturity. Even angels learn boundaries. Michael himself cast out rebellion when heaven's peace was threatened. So don't feel guilty for removing chaos from your circle. It's divine order. And listen, the blessings ahead of you are not random. They are strategic. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour was constructing the exact path you'll need for the miracle about to manifest. God doesn't waste pain. He recycles it into power. And when the time comes, even your enemies will have to admit, something supernatural is happening around you. But here's the warning. The light attracts exposure. So when your blessing arrives, humility must rise with it. Do not glorify the gift. Glorify the giver. Do not forget the nights that built your mornings. Do not worship the outcome. Honor the process. Because what's coming is bigger than you. It's generational. The choices you make in this season will echo for lifetimes. Archangel Michael says, guard your lineage. You are the first in your bloodline to break certain cycles, and the last to ever experience them. That's why warfare hit your life harder than most. Because you were born to end what others endured. When you heal, generations behind you breathe easier. When you rise, entire timelines are redeemed. That's why you can't quit. Too much depends on you. Heaven trusted you with this assignment because you've proven faithful in small things. Now greater things are being placed in your hands, but greater blessing means greater warfare and greater glory. Michael's presence around you now is confirmation that what's ahead is sacred. You don't need fear, you need focus. So fix your mind. Fast from confusion. Turn off noise that lowers your vibration. Feed your faith, not your fear. Speak light, not gossip. Every word you release builds or breaks your world. So choose carefully. Heaven is watching what you tolerate. You teach the universe how to treat you by what you allow. Stop accepting half love, half truths, half effort. You're whole. Act like it. Your standard is not arrogance. It's alignment. Type 777 below if you're choosing alignment over approval. Because Archangel Michael moves where clarity lives. And now, hear this. There is a final instruction for the chosen ones. You are entering a time where your discernment must lead, not your emotions. Do not react, respond. Do not panic, prepare. Do not doubt, decree. The old ways of waiting are over. Now you walk as if it's already done. Faith is not hope, it's possession. Michael says, you are the evidence of prophecy fulfilled. When you rise, heaven points and says, that's the one. The storms didn't break you because they were never meant to. They were meant to reveal you. The attacks didn't stop you because they couldn't. They only uncovered how unstoppable you truly are. You were hidden for a reason. Protected, not rejected. God kept you out of certain rooms because those rooms couldn't handle your anointing yet. But now, the time has come. The trumpet is sounding. The hidden ones are being revealed. Your name is about to be spoken in places your feet have yet to step. Favor will precede you. Doors will recognize you, because your frequency carries heaven's fingerprint. When you walk through what's next, remember who you are. You are not a survivor, you are a messenger. You are not a victim, you are a vessel. You are not lost, you are led. Archangel Michael is guiding your every step. And when fear whispers again, because it will, remind yourself of this truth. Fear is loud when faith is about to speak. So let faith speak louder. Let faith fill your breath. Let faith drive your next move. Because the heavens are watching, waiting, ready to pour what's been held back for you. Stay with me. Because what Michael says next will change how you see everything. Archangel Michael says, this is not a warning to frighten you. It's an awakening to prepare you. The shaking you feel is not destruction, it's activation. The world is groaning because heaven is birthing something new. And you, chosen one, are part of that birth. The veil is thinner now than it has ever been. The spiritual and the physical are merging in ways that science cannot explain and religion cannot contain. You will feel time bending around you, people revealing themselves without speaking, and truths unfolding before your eyes. This is not imagination. It is revelation. Michael says, you are stepping into the dimension where discernment becomes survival. Your eyes are being upgraded. Your hearing is being fine-tuned. Your instincts are sharper now because heaven has recalibrated your spirit. Do not ignore what you feel in your gut anymore. That's divine guidance disguised as intuition. Do not question the sudden peace that comes after chaos. That's Michael's wing covering you. You're not losing your mind. You're losing the illusions that once ruled it. The Archangel warns, the enemy will mimic light, false prophets, false healers, false promises. They will arise with words that sound divine but carry no anointing. You will know them by their vibration, not their vocabulary. Truth carries stillness. Deception carries chaos. If the message feeds your fear, it is not from heaven. If it strengthens your faith, it is. Learn that difference. Your future depends on it. This is the final training before the unveiling of your purpose, the unveiling of who you truly are beneath the layers of pain, disappointment, and survival. Archangel Michael says, every trial you faced was rehearsal for revelation. You've been taught how to walk through fire so you could stand in glory. You've been humbled in secret so you could be elevated in public. You've been misunderstood so that when the spotlight comes, you will remain grounded. Your silence was not punishment, it was preparation. Heaven hid you in plain sight because premature exposure kills purpose. Now, the timing is perfect, and Michael is clearing the stage. But with revelation comes responsibility. You cannot carry old habits into new dimensions. You cannot pour new wine into old skins. This is why certain people are falling away. This is why certain plans no longer fit. You have changed frequencies, and when your frequency shifts, everything not aligned will vibrate out. Do not chase what exits. Honor it, bless it, and move forward. The angelic realm is rearranging your environment for maximum purpose. It's not rejection, it's refinement. Now, listen closely, because this next message is urgent. Michael says, protect your atmosphere. What you listen to, what you watch, what you speak, these are gateways. Demons don't always knock on your door. Sometimes they slide through your distractions. Guard your focus. Feed your peace. Unfollow confusion. Because attention is the currency of this age, and the enemy is bankrupting souls through overstimulation. When you reclaim your focus, you reclaim your power. When you reclaim your time, you reclaim your timeline. Heaven can only bless what you give attention to. So stop giving your attention to chaos. Stop speaking curses disguised as complaints. Every word is a seed. Every sentence is a spell. Speak with intention. Say it out loud. I command peace into my mind. I command clarity into my path. I command abundance into my hands. And it shall be so, because you speak as a child of the King. Type 777 below if you're claiming that authority right now. That number is not decoration. It is declaration. It is heaven's signature that your decree has been heard. Michael says, be ready for sudden shifts. The next 3 months will not unfold gradually. They will erupt suddenly. Doors will swing open overnight. Connections will form instantly. Resources will appear miraculously. But just as quickly, certain things will fall away without warning. Don't mourn what leaves. Move with what remains. The wind of change is directed by divine order, not human logic. And when God accelerates you, He doesn't ask for your comfort. He asks for your consent. So give heaven your yes. Even if it's trembling, even if it's uncertain, even if you don't see the full picture. Because Michael says, faith is not seeing, it is standing. When you take the first step, heaven builds the bridge beneath your feet. You are never meant to understand it all, only to trust the one who does. This is why your old mindset cannot go with you. Fear cannot follow faith. Doubt cannot dwell in destiny. You must release the need to control the outcome. Your logic was a shield once. Now it's a prison, and heaven is calling you to freedom. Do you feel that? That tingling across your skin, that warmth rising in your chest? That is not adrenaline. That is activation. Michael's wings are brushing against your energy field, reminding you that the unseen is more real than the physical. Your spirit recognizes truth even when your mind hesitates. So stop analyzing your miracles. Start accepting them. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into visible favor. The things that were delayed are being delivered. The opportunities that felt denied are being redirected. The blessings that seemed impossible are being unlocked in real time. The shift will be public, undeniable, and irreversible. But stay humble, because pride attracts opposition. Stay grateful, because gratitude multiplies grace. Stay pure, because power without purity is poison. You will notice yourself glowing differently. People will ask what changed. Some will admire it, others will envy it. But don't shrink to make them comfortable. Don't dim your light to make their shadows feel safe. You're not here to blend in. You're here to break through. Comment 777 again if you feel that confirmation, because every repetition strengthens the frequency. You are aligning your voice with heaven's vibration. Michael says, your name is being whispered in rooms your feet haven't entered yet. The divine is orchestrating introductions, partnerships, promotions, and blessings behind the scenes. You won't need to manipulate it. You won't need to force it. You'll simply walk into alignment at the appointed time. What you're praying for already exists. You're just catching up to it. But remember this, the greater the calling, the greater the distraction. The closer you are to breakthrough, the louder the noise will become. So don't mistake warfare for failure. It's confirmation. The enemy only intensifies attack when he's out of time, and he's running out. Archangel Michael says, hold your ground. When doubt rises, stand on what God already said. When fear whispers, shout your faith louder. When confusion swirls, sit in silence until peace returns. The calm you carry is your weapon. The world expects reaction. You respond with rest. That's spiritual mastery. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from it. You are not seeking light. You are light. You are not asking for permission. You are the permission. Heaven trusts you, and that trust is sacred. Do not betray it with small thinking. Think higher, dream deeper, move stronger, because the final warning is not about destruction, it's about destiny. It's heaven saying, if not now, when? And Michael is commanding his army of light, you included, to take your position. You're not waiting for a move of God. You are the move. You will feel an increase of prophetic dreams, synchronicities, and déjà vu moments. These are not coincidences. They're coordinates. Heaven is mapping your steps. The number 777 will follow you everywhere. License plates, clocks, receipts. Because it's the mark of divine completion. Every time you see it, say out loud, I am aligned, I am protected, I am chosen. Now pause. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of this truth settle into your spirit. You are not just a viewer of this message. You are part of its fulfillment. Michael's final words for this moment are simple but eternal. Stand firm, speak truth, shine unafraid, because when the storm comes, and it will, your light will guide others home. Archangel Michael says, now the line is drawn. The final warning is not for the faint of heart. It is for the faithful. This is not about religion. It's about recognition. Heaven is recognizing its own, and hell is trembling because of it. You feel it, don't you? The pulse under your skin, the stirring in your soul, the sense that something is shifting faster than you can explain. It's not anxiety, it's alignment. The frequency of heaven is syncing with your heartbeat, and every cell in your body knows it. You are not just watching prophecy, you are living it. Michael says, the chosen ones are no longer hidden. The era of invisibility is over. You've been in obscurity long enough. The tests, the isolation, the long nights, they weren't punishment. They were consecration. God was protecting you from premature recognition. Now the covering is lifting. The light you carry will be undeniable. And when it shines, it won't ask permission. Some will celebrate you. Others will accuse you. That's how light works. It exposes everything around it. Don't take it personally when people project their shadows onto your glow. You are the mirror they didn't expect to face. Your confidence irritates the insecure. Your purity convicts the corrupt. Your peace disturbs the chaotic. But Michael says, That's how you know you're walking in truth. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be light, and light doesn't ask darkness for approval. It simply shines. Say it aloud. I am light. I am truth. I am chosen. Type 77 below to seal that declaration in the realm of manifestation. You're not just commenting, you're activating. 77 carries a frequency of completion and covenant. It tells heaven, I understand, I accept, I'm ready. The Archangel warns, do not fear the collapse. The structures falling around you, governments, systems, relationships, illusions, they must fall. Everything false is being dismantled. This is not chaos, it's cleansing. You cannot build heaven on corrupted foundations. You cannot carry old blueprints into a new era. And that's what this is. A new era. The age of revelation. Truth will no longer whisper. It will roar. And those who built empires on lies will run from their own shadows. But you, chosen one, have nothing to fear. You have already been purified through fire. Your suffering was not wasted. It was the cost of authority. Authority isn't given to the comfortable. It's granted to the consistent. To the ones who kept praying when nothing changed. To the ones who forgave when it wasn't fair. To the ones who refused to curse God when their hearts were breaking. That's you. You've been tested. And now, you're trusted. Michael says, you've earned your wings. Not because you were perfect, but because you were persistent. Heaven crowns endurance, and you endured what would have destroyed others. That's why your name carries weight in the spirit realm. When you walk, angels move. When you speak, frequencies shift. When you pray, chains fall. That's not exaggeration, that's identity. Understand this, your existence is a threat to darkness. That's why the attacks were so personal. That's why betrayal came from those you least expected. That's why you felt unseen when you were doing everything right. Because the enemy saw your potential before you did. He tried to break what heaven was building, but he failed. He always fails, and now Michael is saying, the season of spiritual warfare is ending, and the season of spiritual ruling is beginning. You fought long enough. Now you reign. You will no longer fight for peace. Peace will fight for you. You will no longer chase provision. Provision will chase you. You will no longer beg for opportunities. They will appear like magnets to your mission. This is your reward season. You didn't quit, and heaven took note. Every tear, every sleepless night, every whispered prayer. None of it went unseen. Michael himself stood beside you when you thought you were alone. He shielded you from battles you didn't even know existed. And now he's announcing the warfare was worth it. But he also warns, do not return to what you were delivered from. When you revisit old environments, you reopen old doors. You cannot heal in the same space that broke you. You cannot carry holy fire into unclean places and expect peace. This next level demands boundaries. Even Jesus withdrew from the crowd to recharge. You must learn to guard your energy like it's sacred, because it is. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've been pouring into people who refuse to fill their own cups. Rest is not laziness, it's warfare. Silence is not avoidance, it's strategy. Michael says, this next battle will be fought with stillness, not struggle. The noise will increase, but your calm will conquer. Stay grounded, stay centered, stay silent until instructed to speak. You'll know when to move. Heaven will make it unmistakable. A sudden peace will fall, a confirmation will echo, a sign, 777, 111 or 444, will appear. That's your go signal. Don't rush ahead of God, and don't lag behind him. Move in sync. Right now, Archangel Michael is standing over you. His wings stretch wide, his sword gleams like lightning. You might feel heat around your shoulders, a tingling down your spine. That's not your imagination. That's divine energy aligning your field. You're being recalibrated right here, right now. Your DNA remembers light. Your soul recognizes command. And Michael is speaking directly into your spirit. You are the generation of warriors who win through wisdom. That means no more reacting from emotion. No more fighting battles that aren't yours. No more lowering your vibration to explain your peace to people who love chaos. Your silence will speak louder than sermons. Your peace will confuse the wicked. Your glow will preach louder than words. Type 777. Again, if you're choosing peace over pettiness, you're declaring spiritual maturity. Heaven hears it. Now listen. Michael says this is the last cycle of testing before your public unveiling. You will be tested in 3 areas: your patience, your pride, and your purity. Stay aware. The enemy will try to bait you with irritation. Don't bite. He'll send small distractions dressed as big opportunities. Don't fall for it. He'll tempt you to prove your worth to people who already doubted you. Don't do it. You don't need to prove. You only need to proceed. Heaven will vindicate you. You don't have to clap back. Your peace will testify. You don't have to explain yourself. Your fruit will speak. Michael says, "Be still while I fight for you." Heaven's justice system doesn't forget. You will see divine reversals, hidden plots exposed, and tables turned overnight. Every lie told about you will become a platform for truth. Every hand raised against you will end up applauding your rise. Every rejection will redirect you to the right gate. Do not gloat when vindication comes. Smile, but stay silent, because humility is your next promotion. When you stay graceful under pressure, heaven multiplies your favor. Right now, I need you to hear this clearly. Michael says, you are entering your harvest. The seeds you planted years ago, kindness, consistency, forgiveness, prayer, they're sprouting now. Some of you will receive news this week that confirms it. Unexpected deposits, opportunities you didn't apply for, people returning to apologize, favor falling where logic fails. That's not coincidence. It's compensation. Say it with me. This is my divine repayment season. Type 77 to mark it so. But don't forget, with harvest comes responsibility. You are now a steward of abundance, not just a receiver. Bless quietly. Give strategically. Stay low so your fruit speaks high. Because the higher you go, the smaller your circle must be. Archangel Michael says, not everyone who claps is a companion. Some clap to calculate, some watch to imitate, and some listen only to leak. Be kind, but keep your counsel. Trust your discernment over your desire. Your intuition is holy. Treat it as such. And when you doubt your path, remember this. The fact that you're still here is proof that you are chosen. Every storm tried to erase you, but here you stand. Scarred, yes, but shining. Because light doesn't die, it transforms. You are transformation. You are prophecy fulfilled. You are the living proof that heaven still intervenes. Michael says, prepare. The trumpet of change is about to sound. And when it does, nothing will ever be the same. Archangel Michael says, the trumpet is not a sound outside of you. It is awakening within you. It is the vibration of remembrance, the echo of who you were before fear. When you hear it, something ancient inside you stirs. Your spirit remembers its authority. Your soul stands up straight again. You're not small, and you never were. Do you feel it? That pulse that says, now. That's the sound of destiny knocking. Every delay you thought was a setback was just heaven pacing your breath with its rhythm. Every closed door was God saying, wait until your hands are steady enough to hold what's next. This is the hour where words become worlds. Be careful with them. Say only what you want to see grow. When you bless, bless boldly. When you refuse something, refuse gently but completely. You're speaking creation every time your lips move. Michael says, your authority is being upgraded from request to command. Heaven trusts your maturity now. When you pray, don't beg. Speak. You're not asking a distant God to notice you. You are aligning with the one who already lives inside you. Heaven moves through certainty, not desperation. When you know who sent you, you stop whispering. You walk in, say the word, and storms obey. This is why the noise around you has grown. When the light expands, the shadows panic. Don't mistake that panic for failure. It's confirmation. Your presence is rearranging things. Every energy that cannot match your new frequency must dissolve or evolve. You may have felt it lately. People pulling back, things falling silent. Let them. Silence is not emptiness, it's clearing. The quieter it gets, the clearer you hear. And in that clarity, you will begin to sense new instructions forming, not from outside, but from within. This is Michael training you to navigate by intuition instead of impulse. He says, you've been through the fire. Now you are the flame. You no longer need proof that you're chosen. Your survival is proof. You've faced endings that looked final, but here you are, breathing. If the storm couldn't erase you, it can't define you either. You are rising into a calm power, the kind that doesn't announce itself. People will notice a stillness about you and not understand why. It is because you are finally operating from your core. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to defend what's sacred. Truth stands without applause. When doubt whispers, answer softly. I'm already what I was meant to become. When fear tries to replay old memories, smile. That chapter is closed. When anxiety asks, what if? Remind it, even that is under command. Michael's sword now rests, not because the war is over, but because victory is routine. You are learning to live as one who has already won. That is the discipline of peace. To move without urgency, to speak without fear, to love without keeping score. Pause for a moment. Breathe in slowly. Every breath you take now is a prayer. Every heartbeat is a drumbeat for the kingdom of light. Heaven is closer than air. It moves when you move. Type 77 in the comments as a seal of stillness, not begging, not striving, just standing. That number marks you again, steady as sunrise. Archangel Michael says, the season of seeking approval is over. You have spent years proving your heart to people who cannot recognize it. No more. You're done explaining your peace to the restless. You are done lowering your frequency to be understood by chaos. You are free. Freedom doesn't shout. It simply doesn't ask permission anymore. Walk through the world quietly, certain. When you enter a room, energy shifts. When you speak, confusion clears. That is your natural state. Heaven embodied in motion. Michael says, use your hands. There is healing in them. There is creation in them. Whatever you build now, build with reverence. Touch with intention. Write what you have been delaying. Create what you have been afraid to start. The world needs what only you carry. Do not wait until you feel ready. Readiness comes from movement. The first step brings the next. Faith has always been a motion, not a mood. Heaven can steer what you're willing to move. So start. Start the project. Start the prayer again. Start believing again. Michael says, the moment you act, the miracle attaches itself to your motion. And remember, you will not need to chase signs anymore. They will chase you. Feathers where there shouldn't be feathers. Light flickers when you speak. Random kindness at the exact moment you needed it. All of it, confirmation. Heaven keeps receipts. Michael says, do not fear the unknown. You built for it. You were never meant to stay safe. You were meant to stay sure. The unknown is only dark until you step into it. Then your light shows what was there all along. Look around. Everything is breathing with purpose. Even what hurts is holy now. Even what broke you has become an altar. This is how heaven redeems. It wastes nothing, not even pain. The final warning isn't a threat, it's a turning point. It means there's no going back to smallness, no returning to half-truths. You've seen too much, felt too much, known too much. Your spirit cannot shrink again. Michael says, "This is your coronation, not your crisis. You wear invisible crowns made of endurance. You survived what was meant to silence you. That's royalty in its purest form. Now, every step you take will leave light behind. People will follow it without knowing why. That's how the chosen lead. Not by shouting, but by shining. If these words have found you, they are yours. You don't need to question the timing. Michael doesn't miss appointments. He arrives exactly when the soul is ready. So, lift your chin. Relax your shoulders. There is nothing left to prove. There is only everything left to live. Heaven is waiting for your yes. Not the loud one, but the quiet one you say with your next breath. This is the moment you were made for. The trumpet is already sounding inside you. Now walk it out. Type 77 once more and let the light record your agreement. Archangel Michael says, "Now watch closely. The air is changing. The light itself is bending toward you. Heaven's frequency is synchronizing with your own, and the proof is everywhere. In the quiet moments, in the strange coincidences, in the peace that makes no sense. You are not imagining this. You are crossing dimensions. Do not panic when old things feel distant. It's not disconnection, it's ascension. You can't carry old pain into new altitude. You're shedding weight disguised as identity. Grief, guilt, fear, shame. They can't breathe where you're going. You will notice memories dissolving, not because they're erased, but because they no longer define you. This is the mercy of transformation." Michael says, "The storm around you is proof of the shift within you. Do not interpret turbulence as trouble. When a plane ascends, the air resists for a moment, then steadies. That's what's happening now. The resistance means you're rising. Everything you thought you lost is being returned in divine form. What left your life was never rejection. It was redirection. The relationships that ended, the doors that shut, the dreams that felt delayed, all of them were protection wearing disappointment. Now, protection is revealing itself as promotion. The delay was design, and heaven's timing has just said, now. Look at how far you've come. You've survived storms that would have crushed others. You've walked through fire and came out with light in your eyes. You have proof written in scars and silence. Nothing that you endured was wasted. Every hardship was an investment. And now the return is arriving in peace, in clarity, in overflow. Michael says, you will start to see restoration disguised as coincidence, a message from someone who wronged you, not for reconciliation, but revelation, a sudden opportunity that mirrors what you once lost. Except this time, it's aligned. Money that appears when you stop worrying about how it will come. This is the pattern of grace. Grace is quiet, but undeniable. It always shows up after surrender. Do you feel it? That still, steady current under your thoughts? That's heaven's confirmation. When God speaks, it's not always thunder.